So today I wanted to do like an April's favorites video because, to be honest, I did my video last week and I short-circuited. I honestly did not know what to film this week. I did not know what to film. And then I realized it's the end of the month, so I might as well do a favorites video because I actually like watching favorites videos. They're kind of some of my favorite videos. I'm nosy. So they're kind of some of my favorite videos to get into. A couple things to note is I'm not a big shopper. And if I find something I like, I tend to use it over and over and over again. So if you are looking for somebody to suggest that you buy things, I'm not the person for that. If you are not participating in the overconsumption of products, I am the person for that. There are a couple products thrown in here, but not a lot. And not super expensive, just things I really do happen to enjoy this month and probably will for the foreseeable future because that's just kind of how I roll. I am a creature of habit. So I guess the first thing that we will get into is beauty. I do have a list in front of me if you happen to see me looking down, and that's only because I do not want to forget anything. I turn on the camera and then I just space. And I do not want to forget anything, so I made a list. So this first thing I want to talk about, I actually got sent in PR, and I did not think I was going to care about this. This is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. And listen, if you had told me I would be using a micellar water, I'd be like, bitch, that is more money than I ever want to spend on anything, even though it's a drugstore product. I do not want to buy water. That seemed ridiculous. That seemed silly. That seemed nonsensical. I typically use olive oil because that's just like an oil that I already have in my house. So I just grab a little bit out of the bottle and then put it in my bathroom and then just use that to get my makeup off. Multi-dual purpose, right? But I got sent this in PR, which is the only reason why I tried it. And I fear I love it. Okay. My favorite thing is to get like a Q-tip or just any sort of small pointy device. I think I actually used, let me not even lie, I don't even use a Q-tip. I used a makeup brush, an angled makeup brush, put a little bit of the micellar water on it. And when I'm doing my cat eye, I just take that now wet angled brush and clean up my cat eye. And it has been so great, but it's also been really great at the first process of removing my makeup. So now I use this instead of olive oil and I am sold. I realized I might have been sitting a little bit too far into my couch, which is fine. So the next thing that I have really been enjoying beauty-wise is playing around in my makeup and doing cat eyes. Experimentation. I got really stuck in the mindset that my makeup had to be pretty and everything I did had to be pretty. But now that my hair is just done, another favorite, my locks, okay, get into it. They are beautiful, they are fine. But now that my hair is just always done, it frees up my ability to play around in other ways. And I've been playing with my makeup, which also means that I have been getting back into doing a super thick cat eye liner. So I guess the next category we're going to get into is fashion because that's another thing that's kind of, I guess, more product heavy. And the first thing I have to mention is my dresses from Wax Poetic. I got these two dresses. It's the same exact dress, just two different colors. And I literally wear them every single day. There's a point where I was going to throw it on. And then I was like, I think I already have 3 videos of me literally wearing the same dress because I love this dress so much. I understand. I look at the dress and I go, to a normal person, this is a dress for a nice occasion. But for me in my house, that is just a dress. And it is a nice dress to throw on and be comfy in. And with that dress, I've been pairing it with my giant, actually, I'm going to grab it real quick. Okay, I had to grab it because, so I've been wearing this hat from La Femme and Noor, and it is a giant big straw hat and with these little ties down here, and I love it so much. The only thing is that I did fix, okay, is that in the wind it was so floppy, which I understand is a mood for some people, but it was so floppy that it just wasn't doing any sun protecting. So I did add a wire to the whole brim, and now I can like shape it so that it sits better. I'm not doing like that, okay? And I am so much happier with it now that I've added that wire. But this hat, I love this hat so freaking much. And I'm so excited to wear it any and everywhere, to the grocery store, everywhere, okay? I want to have a, what is it, like a concert? I want to go to an outside concert and wear this. Like, I love it. It's a great freaking hat. And then it would be silly for me not to mention them just because I have been going on walks, as I mentioned, so much. I have these New Balances and I have been wearing them non-stop. They are customized. I customized them myself. I added a little bling to the end, switched out my laces. They started to rip. I've had these shoes for a minute. They started to rip, so now I am sewing them up so that I don't have to get rid of them, because here's the thing. I have really, really enjoyed repairing things and tailoring things. I really love my sewing machine, and I really love being able to see something and go, I can fix that. You know, like, it's been really nice. And so instead of having to get a new pair of shoes and then having to recustomize them all over again, that's silly when it's so easy for me to like whip stitch this. And then, yeah, I guess it's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing all the time, but also you should not be that close to my feet, you freaking weirdo. Like, I love them. So I'm going to do everything I can to take care of them and keep them in my life. Now I have one shoe on, one shoe off, and I got to take the other one off because it's weird. I feel like I keep mentioning this walk, and I guess we'll just go on to my hobbies. Yeah, we'll go into my hobbies first, and then we'll get into everything else because I keep mentioning these walks. But this has been my favorite activity to do this month, is to just go, they're not long. I go on like maybe 15 minutes max walks with my dogs around the neighborhood. And that's it. And it's just been a lot of fun just going out there and like whenever they stop, because I think people, when they walk their pets, can be so like go, 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 go. But I do have the gift of leisure, and I just kind of stop whenever they stop. And whenever they're stopped, I'm staring at how blue the sky is and the clouds rolling by. Or every so often I'll see some detail in a house and I'm like, I should put that on a sim house. Like, it's been nice to just it also kind of allows me to just let my brain move and not feel like I have to act on it. I think sometimes when I'm at home, my brain will think of something and I go, I either got to do this now, or I got to write it down, or I got to do something with this, because if I don't do something with this, it's a waste of a thought. And when I'm out there, I'm away from my house, so I'm kind of forced to just like not do anything with my thoughts, which means sometimes I'll think a thought and I'll think it's really great and it will be gone forever. And that's okay. Like, it's fine, because as a being, ideas always come, you know, you're not just like have a well of ideas and then once you use that whole well, the ideas are gone forever. Like, and sometimes ideas will come back and revisit you. And I don't know, it's just been really nice to have that thing, plus the fresh air. It's been a really nice season so far in Arkansas, minus the tornadoes that we always have. But it's been a really nice season to go for walks. And then with that, oh my God, I'm really unprepared. I don't have this item in front of me. Hold on. So with these walks, I've actually been every so often like filming with this mini camera that I got for Christmas. And I love this thing. If you watched my Embracing Cringe video, a lot of the B-roll was actually shot with this tiny camera. This is a very, you're not gonna, you don't think much of it because it's just like, it's plastic, you know, and it's tiny, and you're like, what can this thing possibly do? It does amazingly. It's very, very 90s aesthetic film, and it's just been so nice. And with my lock, so that sometimes I don't even have to remember to grab it, I will just actually just clip this in and wear it, which is unhinged behavior, but I don't give a fuck. It's just been nice to have this camera, and so I wanted to add this into my favorites, as well as Sims. I used to play Sims all the time back in college, and then I thought video games were stupid, and I used to judge myself for playing video games. But now that I have an actual hobby, aka YouTube, I feel more okay with wasting time on Sims, because this does take a lot of my brain space and a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it's nice to put time and effort into something that really has no value to anybody else but myself. I'm not gonna lie. So Sims, I have to add it because it's been nice, okay? And my Sims families, I have 2 different families, and they are thriving, okay? They're living the best life. I think I'm gonna turn their life expectancy down though, because I think the game is moving. They've had it too good for too long, and I think it's because they're living too long a life. So we gotta add a little chaos to it. Somebody's gotta die, okay? So I guess there's no like natural flow to this video, but let's talk about music. On my walks, I've been listening to a lot of music. I also do turn the music most all the way down and then my hearing aid portion on my headphones all the way up so that I can hear things like birds and wind and whatnot. But sometimes I do just like to listen to music, and I'm going to, because I do not want to forget anything here, because I feel so cool being like, this is the music. Let me recommend some music. Let me put y'all on, okay? I've been listening to a lot of like Southern Gothic vibe sort of stuff because I really do believe it's going to be a Southern Gothic summer. And so Orville Peck, okay? These are not, I'm not a band bro. Like, I'm not going to be like, but you never heard of them. No, okay? I'm not going to be like that. Orville Peck. Been super into him. I've also been listening to Ethel Cain. Just things that feel like longing and yearning and have like a depressing undertone to it. That's been my vibe, okay? I've also been listening to Queens of Stone Age. More specifically, I've had The Vampire of Time and Memory on repeat. I don't know what it is about that song, but they put crack in that motherfucking song because it is good. That's all I got to say about it. It is good. It does something to me. And then Make It With You, but that's just like a fun little bop. Like, I just like listen to it and I'm like, you know, like it just adds a little pep to the step. I've also oddly been in like a Lady Gaga mood. I'm not like, I don't know. I guess it's wrong to say I'm not a big pop person. I'm only into like nostalgic pop, like pop that reminds me of like being a kid or being in my early 20s. And Lady Gaga, Marry the Night does that for me. And so I've just kind of been listening to the Born This Way album, and then also, I don't have my phone on me, but I'll list it here on the screen. I've been listening to those two albums on repeat, especially in the beginning of April before I really got into my Southern Gothic vibe. And then the Sinners soundtrack. I saw Sinners. We're going to talk about that in a second. But the Sinners soundtrack, I would own that on vinyl. I don't say that very often. I don't say I need to own that shit on vinyl. That's not me. But I need to own the Sinners soundtrack on vinyl. It is so good. I'm not even offended when the Irish jig music comes up. Like it's just so freaking good. Because it covers all spans, right? You got your gospel music in there, but then you got your like club vibey, like we're drinking, the lights down low, I'm grinding, like you got some of that thrown in there. You do also have weird white people music on there too, but you're like not offended because the album just flows so well together. Like it is such a good album. And that when you're walking and when I'm walking my little black dog and I'm like, yeah, like I feel powerful as fuck listening to this album. It's such a good album. And moving on to like my media that I've been into, the movie, I kind of want to go see it again. And see if I can find a showing that actually has captions. I've never seen a movie in theaters with captions before, but everybody was telling me, all my deaf friends were telling me that I need to go and see the movie with captions so I actually understand everything that's going on. I did catch, if you were wondering, I did catch about like 80 to 90% of that movie because the sound engineers, they did their job. I think a lot of movies made their like noises too loud, and then they make their whispering noises way too freaking soft, and then their background music, like it does not sound like people know how to mix things properly, but they were very, very good with mixing things for that movie. And then the music was so perfectly synced with, I noticed at one point when Annie was doing the lighter, it went in beat with the music. Like there were little moments about that movie on top of it just being a great freaking movie. Like I want to own that movie. That is such a good movie, and I'm so glad that I got to see it and be a part of that experience. I've also been looking for more like indie or alternative Black creators to watch. I'm including things like social media in the media category because we can't deny that social media is not a big part of media consumption at this point. Like, I'm not gonna sit here on my high horse and act like a pretentious fuck and be like, I watched this movie today and this television show and this, like, girl, I'm sitting on my phone watching TikToks too. Like, maybe not as much as some other people because I do be having limits on my stuff, but I want my media to influence me in a positive way. And while I don't always think that it's an important thing to look for, I do think that when you are alternative or when you are in like such a niche aesthetic, it is important to find people that look like you in that aesthetic so that you can talk about things that maybe other people in that aesthetic cannot because they do not understand your plight. And so some people that I actually found is just recently I found Sunday in the Library. She has a YouTube channel here. She's also on Instagram and TikTok, and she's a New York girl, and I do enjoy maybe the quietness of her channel. She's not like an ASMR girl, but there's like a quiet, chic coolness about her. It kind of reminds me of somebody that I would have wanted to be friends with in college. She might even be a college girl. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm too old to know this stuff. And Tony Bravo, she's not like a small creator is what I'm trying to say. She's a big creator, but something about her videos really speaks to me. But it just feels very inviting and warm, but she's also cool, you know? There's something very approachable about what she's talking about. And I think she just started a vintage makeup series, and I love vintage stuff. I love things specifically from the 60s, but, you know, 50s, 30s, also cool era. 70s can be cool. And she started a series where she's collecting vintage makeup and then using them in a appropriate way on herself, because, you know, you can't just put old makeup all over your face. And I don't know, I am happy to see more Black girls like myself in spaces where we aren't always typically included, right? We've always existed, but we're not always included. And so I'm making more of an effort to find people like that. And I'll list more creators down below because, to be honest, I can't think of them all on the top of my noggin. And even when I was making this list, I was like, I cannot even think, I know I see them, but I cannot think of them right now. So I will leave more of them down below, especially as they pop up on my feed and everything. And then is that it? I guess I also have a section for my goals for May. I want to decorate my pole studio. I have a like in-house kind of studio for my pole dancing. I love pole dancing. It is one of my favorite ways to move my body, is probably next to walking at this point now, because I love walking so much. But I love the musicality. I'm a dancer, and I've also been a professional pole person. I don't know if I could say what words I can say on here or not. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say pole dancer. But I love dancing so much, and it is nice to be able to mesh my love of music, mesh my love of dance, and my love of just feeling sexy and free in my own space. And I really want to decorate that space because I've kind of just let it be a space where I go and do my thing, but it'd be nice to like have a vibe in there. So I want to do that. I also want to finally hit my sub count on here. I be lacking sometimes. I am in front. Like sometimes I just like, I see the things that I need to do on here, and then I'm like, but like I really don't want to do that. Like you'll probably never see me dancing up on this channel, like in like a trendy kind of way. You'll never see me probably doing anything that's technically even on trend, because I just do not want to do it. In fact, somebody sent me a video idea, and they were like, you should do this because this is really trendy right now, and I could totally see you doing that. And because of that, I decided I didn't want to do it. And I think I actually had it on my list of things to do. And I don't want to do it. So like, I need to figure something out that'll work, that won't go against me being a defiant little bitch. Yeah, those are my goals for May. That is everything was there anything I hated? I haven't put that on my list, but I'm just wondering if there's anything that I hated. I hated tornado siren. That can go to hell. But yeah, let me know if you enjoy this video. Maybe I'll do one once a month if y'all like it. And I guess until my next video, which I'm gonna do video once a week. I just don't know if I can do a set day because I don't function like that, okay? But until the next video.